Happy 6. Environmental health hazards and dangers. Common communicable diseases related to poor environmental sanitation. Common cold and cough. We won't have a society if we destroy the environment, by Margaret Mead. The saying is definitely true. Unfortunately, a lot of people do not do their share or fail to do enough to care for the environment. This stems mostly from ignorance of the ill effects of certain human activities on the state of the environment. One example of such activities include dumping of waste into canals and other waterways, which pollutes and contaminates water sources and brings diseases to communities. Another example is the release of smoke from factories and vehicles that pollutes the air and causes respiratory illnesses. People need to be aware that the wastes they dump into the environment may bring health hazards to many and may adversely affect themselves and their families. You may have already heard in the news about cholera outbreaks. A cholera outbreak affects many people. It is caused by a bacterium in the feces of humans and animals that contaminate food and water. Unsanitary practices therefore contribute to the spread of diseases. Factors that contribute to poor health and spread of communicable diseases. 1. Poor information dissemination about proper health care. 2. Disregard for the importance of environment for human survival. 3. Traditional practices. Diseases and disorders caused by poor environmental sanitation. Various diseases that affect thousands of people around the world, especially those living in poor environmental conditions, can easily be prevented through simple, easy-to-do, and proper environmental sanitation and hygienic practices. Around the world, the most affected are young children who have no proper knowledge and skills to practice personal health care and hygiene. This can be prevented and controlled if children around the world will be taught proper environmental sanitation and hygienic practices, and if they will be made aware of the effects of poor sanitation practices. This lesson will focus on the different communicable diseases and disorders related to poor environmental sanitation, such as different respiratory diseases, skin diseases, gastrointestinal illnesses, and neurological impairments. It also includes a discussion on general preventive measures against food and waterborne diseases. Poor environmental sanitation can cause many different diseases that can affect people of all ages. The most susceptible, however, are infants and young children, as well as the elderly. Young children are easily affected because their immune system are not yet fully developed. The elderly are easily affected because their immune system is already weakened by age. Carelessness and a little regard for personal hygiene and environmental sanitation can cause epidemics. These epidemics can reach alarming proportions and claim lives if not addressed. Generally, in communities where there is poor environmental sanitation, the most common diseases that affect people are respiratory diseases, skin disorders, gastrointestinal illnesses, and neurological ailments. Vector-borne diseases are also common in places where living conditions are unsanitary. Common communicable diseases related to poor environmental sanitation. 1. Respiratory diseases. 2. Skin diseases. 3. Gastrointestinal illnesses. 4. Neurological impairments, or heavy metal poisoning. And 5. Vector-borne diseases. Diseases under respiratory diseases are the following: common cold, cough, influenza, tuberculosis, and asthma. Under skin diseases are the following: white spot, ringworm infection, and boil. Under gastrointestinal illnesses are the following: diarrhea, cholera, amoebiasis, hepatitis A, intestinal parasitic worm infections, typhoid fever, schistosomiasis, and pinworm infection. Under neurological impairments, or heavy metal poisoning, are the following: arsenic poisoning, mercury poisoning, and lead poisoning. Under vector-borne diseases are the following: dengue fever, leptospirosis, and malaria. Let's discuss about the respiratory diseases. Respiratory diseases is an acute or chronic illness affecting the respiratory system. Air pollution is a big problem, especially in highly urbanized and industrialized areas. This can cause respiratory ailments, which are often highly contagious or communicable. Under respiratory diseases is the common cold. Common cold is an upper respiratory infection caused by a virus. Upper respiratory includes nose, nasal passages, mouth, throat, voice box or larynx. Signs and symptoms of common cold. 1. Runny and itchy nose. 2. Congested or clogged or stuffy nose. 3. Sneezing. 4. Coughing. 5. Headache. 6. Mild to moderate fever. 7. Watery eyes. And 8 is body pain. Another respiratory disease is cough. Coughing is the fast and explosive release of air from the lungs. This happens when the air passage is irritated or blocked by a foreign object. These foreign objects may be food particles, dust, pollen, smoke, and mucus. Coughing can also be a sign of respiratory infection. Signs and symptoms of coughing. 1. Itchy and sore throat. 2. Hoarse voice. 3. Difficulty in breathing. 4. Chest pain. 5. Abdominal muscle pain. That's all for today's video, guys. Stay tuned for other respiratory diseases on our next video. But before that, let's answer the lesson check to measure how far we understood the things that we discussed today. So are you ready? Now let's start.